Hello, what's going on, guys? Hey, this your boy Omson the Real. Well, I pray and hope that this message reaches you all in the best of health and in the best of spirit. In this video today, I wanted to speak about the shocking discovery the Russian troops did as they advanced into Ukraine the other day, just like 3 or 4 days ago, when they made this shocking discovery. You understand? They have discovered that the United States of America was having a bioweapon laboratories within the border of Russia and Ukraine. You understand? For those of you who don't know what bioweapon laboratory is or what bioweapon is is a is something that can be created or invented to attack the human being's genetic composition, to attack the human being's internal organs, you understand, or to attack the human being's gene, you understand, like diseases, like viruses, you understand. So this is bioweapon. As you guys might have known, as some of you might know already, the United States of America does have over 300 bioweapon labs around the world. And most of them are in Africa. We Africans don't even know about it. Most of these bioweapon labs that the United States of America is having, they are on the African continent. You understand? And what do they do in these bioweapon labs? They create diseases. You understand? They create viruses. They create diseases. You understand? Just like the military industrial complex is busy creating like new guns that they can use to shoot people, or new weapons or missiles, etc., etc. That's how uh, 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 the biologists, you understand, are also busy creating weapons that can be used to exterminate human beings without actually seeing a wound. You understand? Weapons that they can either inject into the human being's blood, or they can just spread it through the air. You understand? Anybody that kind of respire it, anybody that breathe it, inhale it, that person must catch the particular disease. You understand that it is. You see, they create a lot of viruses, bro. They create a lot of viruses. You don't know how demonic some people on the face of this planet Earth are. If you have been paying attention to the history of viruses and how they spread, especially on the African continent, let us take the example of HIV. During the apartheid in South Africa, when the white people of South Africa ruled South Africa, they tried to find a way to exterminate the South African black population because they were against the fact that the black people were the majority in South Africa. You understand? And they understood that taking a gun to go around and shoot all the black people until they reduce them, until the black people in South Africa become less than the whites, the sons of the descendants of the colons, you understand? The descendants of the settlers. You see, so to do this, they had to create the disease we know today as HIV. You understand? Back then, the HIV didn't have a treatment. There was no controlling system for it. You understand? There was no way to control it. Once it catches you, it's like a death sentence. You die from it. You understand? So this is the time they spread the HIV within the South African black population. They infect the mother with it. All the children of the mother will be born HIV positive, and they are all sentenced to death. You understand? They managed to infect millions of black South Africans. Even to this very day, South Africa is more infested with HIV than any other place on the face of this planet Earth. You understand? And it is caused by the apartheid era white people. You understand? Who were attempting to reduce the black South Africans by all means. You understand? And turn their population into a lesser people than the white South Africans so that they can own and rule South Africa for eternity. You don't know how demonic these people are. You understand? You don't know what kind of devilish measures they can take in order for them to rule over you or control you or dominate you. You understand? So to get back to the United States of America's lab discovery within the border of Ukraine and Russia. So one of the Russian military discovered this lab. They made it known to the Russian government. You understand? With on his head Vladimir Putin, and then the Russian government members asked the United States, to give explanation of this virus or lab or bioweapon they were creating in this particular lab. What was it all about? What was their plan? They asked the United States of America to come forward and give explanation. You understand? When they made this declaration or asked the United States of America to give explanation about this bioweapon lab they are having on the border of Ukraine and Russia, one of the American politicians whose video I'm going to share with you right now, she came forward, one of the members of the United States of America's current government, the Joe Biden government. She came forward and set the record straight. She in fact acknowledged it. She acknowledged that they in fact have a bioweapon lab in Ukraine. You understand? And they were very worried that the materials they have in that lab could fall between the hands of the Russian military, Russian troops. You understand? Here is her video. Check out the video. We will continue discussing this shocking discovery of the Russian military, you understand, of an existing American bioweapon lab in Ukraine within the border of Russia. Here is the video. Check it out.
Ukraine has biological research facilities, which, in fact, we are now quite concerned Russian troops, Russian forces may be seeking to gain control of. So we are working with the Ukrainians on how they can prevent any of those research materials from falling into the hands of Russian forces should they approach.
So as you guys have seen, that member of the United States of America's government, she has explained what exactly they had there, what they have been doing there within the border of Ukraine and Russia, what they have there, which is the bioweapon lab, illegal bioweapon lab. You understand? Where they create diseases, viruses, and then study them. You understand? And in most cases, when they finish creating or inventing these bioweapons, they have to find the people to test them on, to use them as experimental rats, because they don't create them for animals. They create them to use them against humans whenever necessary. You understand? They are just like the guns you see. This one attacks you. You understand? This one attacks your organs, your internal organs, and destroy you internally and kill you slowly. That's what we call bioweapon. Like you see with the case of Ebola, HIV, hepatitis B, chikungunya, cholera, you understand, etc., etc. You see, all the viruses, I can guarantee you 100% that all the viruses that have ever existed on the African continent that has killed thousands of people and is still existing there, they are bioweapons created by Europeans and the United States of America. You understand? Normally, with the weather, the heat of Africa, it is hard for any virus that came from nature is very hardly existent or resistant to the heat of Africa, except viruses that are created to resist the climate of Africa. They are created that way to resist the climate of Africa. You understand? And most viruses cannot penetrate the genetic system of Africans. You understand? Cannot penetrate the genetic systems of Africans, composition of Africans, because our genes are too strong. You understand? They can resist anything except ones that are created for us, ones that are created to defeat us. They take our blood, you understand? They take our blood and study it. You understand? The level of its strength. And then they create viruses suitable, or viruses that can defeat our system. Once they finish creating them, they have to try them. In order to try them, many black people must be sacrificed and die, or suffer for eternity. You understand? If not these days that humans have advanced a little bit mentally and started to acknowledge us black people as human beings. Before they refuse to acknowledge us as human beings. Although it was clear that if they are not less human, we shouldn't be less human, because we have existed on this planet Earth before any other people. You understand? And we are made suitable to the climate of this planet Earth than any other people. Only we Africans can exist everywhere else. Others can never exist, for example, in the climate of Africa without a lot of self-protection, a lot of oils, a lot of, you understand, artificial climates to help their skin and their genetic system, you understand, resist or support, you understand, the climate of Africa. But we Africans can exist everywhere. Our body will adapt it. That's how God and nature has created us. You understand? We are the men of everywhere, this planet Earth. God and nature that created us knew better. You understand? So like I was saying, most of these viruses you see suddenly breaking out on the African continent and killing thousands of people are viruses created by people. They are bioweapons created and readied by people. They had to sacrifice thousands of Africans, men, women, and children, you understand, to try or to experiment that they are devilish creation called virus. You understand? Just a few years ago, in the Ivory Coast, a container left Europe here to Ivory Coast. The container reached the harbor. When the container reached the harbor, no one to come and pick up the container. What will happen in that case? They knew that in this case, the people of the Ivory Coast, or the people working at the harbor, or the authorities of the harbor, will want to open that container and check what exactly is in it. This happened just like, I think some 5 years ago, something like 5 to 6 years ago. You understand? So what the harbor authorities did, they opened this container. When they opened this container turned out to be a poison. Well, they called it poison, but the people who sent this container knew that it was a virus they created for black people, and they sent it to Africa to try it on black people and see how it will work on us. Sadly, when they opened it, any person in that area, kilometers away, any person that inhaled or breathed that poison, the person died. It killed thousands of people before they got it under control to purify the air. Before they purified the air and got it under control, thousands of people died. Most Africans don't ever know about this, you see, and nobody talks about it. This is a grave crime against humanity, but it is against Africans. They did it. Nobody cares about it, not even ourselves. We don't care about ourselves. You understand? We are just busy fighting among ourselves over small things. You understand? Over small things, we are busy fighting among ourselves. We see ourselves as the enemies the other African see me as his enemy, and I see the other Africans my enemy. We fight among ourselves. The big things on our continent are left with outsiders. As we are busy fighting among ourselves, we give outsiders every reason to jump in and use that our our lack of understanding of each other, or our lack of getting along. You understand? They use this to create even more separation. And once this happens, we are easily controlled by them. You see, we are easily controlled by them. They make us forget ourselves. They make us forget what you other African, me other African have in common. You understand? They make us forget all this. We only see the enmity between us. This is my enemy, this is my enemy. You see? But like an old saying goes, when brothers fight to death, a stranger will inherit their wealth. You understand? This is the situation for Africa. We're just busy fighting among ourselves. People do all kinds of shitters to us and they get away with it. We can accept everything an outsider do to us, European, Chinese, or Asian, or American. Whatever they do to us, we find a way to always forgive it. But when it is another African, then we become lions and tigers. You understand? So to get back to this United States of America lab issue, lab discovery by weapon lab discovery in Ukraine by the border of Russia, China also came forward. You understand? They also asked the United States of America to give more details on this bioweapon they are having in Ukraine, the illegal or secret bioweapon they are having in Ukraine. They asked the American government to give more details about it. They wanted to know. You understand? It could have been the place where the current ongoing situation came from. You understand? Or it could have been one of the many labs they have where Ebola came from, where cholera came from, where other deadly anti-human viruses came from. Here is the video of the Chinese Foreign Ministry asking the United States of America to come and give more details about it.
Recently, the U.S. biological labs in Ukraine have indeed attracted much attention. According to reports, in these facilities, a large quantity of dangerous viruses are stored. Russia has found during its military operations that the U.S. uses these facilities to conduct military plans. According to data released by the U.S., it has 26 labs and other facilities in Ukraine, over which the U.S. Department of Defense has absolute control. All dangerous pathogens in Ukraine must be stored in these labs, and all research activities are led by the U.S. side. Without U.S. approval, no information shall be released to the public. Under the current circumstances, for the sake of the health and safety of people in Ukraine, neighboring regions and beyond, we call on relevant sides to ensure the safety of these labs. In particular, the U.S., as the party that knows the labs the best, should disclose specific information as soon as possible, including which viruses are stored and what research has been conducted. The biological military activities of the U.S. in Ukraine are merely the tip of the iceberg. Using such pretexts as cooperating to reduce biological safety risks and strengthening global public health, the U.S. has 336 labs in 30 countries under its control. The U.S. has also conducted many biological military activities in Fort Detrick. What is the true intention of the U.S.? What has it done specifically? The international community has long-held doubts. However, the U.S. has kept stonewalling.
As you have seen, the Chinese Foreign Ministry is he's calling the United States of America to come forward and give more details to the world, or to make public the deadly bioweapon laboratory they were having in Ukraine. My African brothers, if the United States of America is having this laboratory in Ukraine, in the heart of Europe, imagine how many of its kind they have in Africa. Imagine how many of its kind they're having in Africa. We Africans who don't have leaders. Our continent is like a no man's land. If it was a man's land, we wouldn't need to be in Europe looking for a job, or going anywhere else looking for a job or for financial stability. If this our continent belonged to us with all its wealth, others are the ones who are supposed to come and look for a better life, better salaries, and a better work in our continent, not we coming to them. But like I said, our continent don't belong to us. Our leaders are not there to defend our interest or defend the interest of the countries they call themselves presidents of. They are there for their own personal interests. You understand? Their own personal interests. You understand? And also defending the interests of those who elect them. We don't elect our leaders. Our leaders are elected by outsiders. The United States of America and Europe. You just run. They just make you feel like free. They make you feel like independent and free. You run to the voting spot, you understand, and cast your vote, throw your vote. You feel like I voted for Baba Ginda, I voted for I don't know, this Keita, I voted for this, I voted for, your vote don't even count. You understand? It's a laughter. There will come a time also when we Africans will realize this. The president you vote for will defend you, will fear the people of the country than fears America or Europe. But they fear America and Europe because they know that it is America and Europe who elected them. America and Europe have all their secrets. All the money they come from our countries is in America and Europe. You understand? So they cannot deny anything of America and Europe. You understand? So through this, our stupid leaders, even if America asks to have any kind of love there, they will let America have. Because they don't have any idea. Our leaders don't have any idea about anything, fellow Africans. They don't have idea about anything. America can't tell them this is a mosquito killing lab, or we want to develop a mosquito or insect killing product here. America can't say this, and our leaders will accept. They have no idea. You understand? They have no idea. They have no freaking idea about anything. Just eat, travel the world, have private jets. Their families go where they want. They live where they want. You understand? You see, apart, they have no idea about anything else. They don't care about anything else. You understand? And Europe and America made sure we don't have a good leader by eliminating any good leader that we have ever had. They eliminate or overthrow them immediately because their plan is to keep us down for eternity so that they can use us like they use Ukraine. They can use our land, you understand, to do whatever they want to do. They control our resources. Not only that, they destabilize our countries with terrorists that they give arms to destroy us, to destabilize our countries, to kill our women, to kill our brothers, our fathers and mothers. You understand? So that their military can keep being there, control this by weapon, where labs they have there, control the natural resources, the diamonds we have there. The military, their military controls them. Our military can't go nowhere. They don't know anything about anything in our countries. They are all controlled by these Europeans. You see. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. I hope that you guys have learned or are going to learn something from this video. And most of you guys who already knew the things I have talked about in this video, I hope that you guys are reminded. You understand? So like I always tell you guys, remember to support my channel by subscribing. You understand? Like my videos. You understand? Also share my videos with your friends, family members on your social media platforms. Share my videos with others who can also, you understand, learn some things that they maybe didn't know. You understand? If they already know, just as a reminder, you understand, that's life. Is a, life is about also constant reminding of each other. You understand? Sometimes I know many things, I forget them. Until someone talk about them, I get reminded. You understand? Then I say, that's what's up. So until next time, see you all again. Peace up.